Yeah, but what if I don't want Abyss all and I only want Abyss some? Inconsiderate. Hey, welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we found out where to go in order to enter the basement. This time we're going to enter the basement. Go figure. And, fight some Picatula. Of all things. Certainly nothing suspicious going on here. Absolutely nothing at all. The staircase descended for much longer than we had anticipated. Could even guess how far we were from the bottom. Is there even an end to these stairs? I wonder if this depth was really necessary. Servers must have had quite a hard time putting these stairs together. If they operate on the theoretical mechanisms of our corridor, there's a chance they might not have been installed by hand. There's a dark look on Sinclair's face. It's a grim reminder of our experience back in the basement of his mansion. This is exactly what the basement in my home feels like. What happened back then? It still haunts you, doesn't it? I can't say I've completely moved on from it, but I'm moving forward, little by little. Clearly see that. It's good. Sometimes I'm not sure if I'm just imagining I'm getting better. A suddenly familiar sensation tickles my head. It's soon followed by noise just as familiar. Then plus the sound of something approaching, dragging itself across the floor. No, crawling. Don't crawling this way. Can't be an abnormality, can it? A place like this. It's gotta be the Picatula. However, this place does not appear to be a Lobotomy Corporation, nor does it appear to be connected to one of Sinclair's mansions. Correct. The corporation G-Corp is a fair distance away from this manor. Causes effects. I fail to see why this happened. As always, even in seemingly inexplicable circumstances such as this, the laws of causality remain constant. There's always a cause to an effect. Understood. Well, let's find out what that cause is at the end of the stairwell. Indeedy doodle. So yeah, we are now encountering some upgraded Picatula. Except these aren't them, these are just the level 1s, I'm pretty sure still. So, for now at least, I know we do encounter a couple higher levels of Picatula later on. In the interval we encountered the class 2s for the first time, but right now we're just at class 1. They eventually get renamed to Class 1, I'm pretty sure. As far as right now in recording, there's a total of, I think, only 3 levels so far. Who are you fighting? You are going up against Ryoshi. Yeah, I think there's only a total of 4 levels released right now, or 3 levels, I should say. But maybe later. Who knows? I mean, level 1 Picatula are always going to be super easy, so not really an issue with that. Okay. Just had to pop in the check when we have more stuff, because I'm pretty sure that Wild Hunt, of course, we still need to wait for how the Honolulu identity has new things, but it's a lot more involved than Manager Don or either Manager Don or Pekod Ishmael, and obviously Spice Beach has nothing changed, so that's not an issue there. Basic Picatula are nothing to worry about whatsoever. I have the faintest idea who might be behind this, but man, someone really doesn't want us reaching the basement. Find more and more Picatula the closer we get to the entrance. Since we haven't come across any other entrances on our way down, I guess the only place they could be coming from is this basement. What the heck are they keeping in this basement? Some of the rich families and big mansions usually keep basements for fancy, classy stuff like ferment some good whiskey. Those used for storing treasures. I may have many fond memories of raiding their basements. Probably depends on the family, but if a rich family wanted to hide something they're doing, they do it in the basement. Check the diary again. Maybe something new appeared in the page like you did earlier. Can't possibly be that easy. Diary, nothing more. You can ask these papers all you want, but is there something wrong with the diary, Heathcliff? Felt not sensation earlier. I just missed it, thought it was just chills. But I just felt it again. Diary, I ain't sure how to put it. What is just had a strange sensation. Same feeling I felt earlier when the glass window suddenly shattered all its own. Heathcliff, if I may. I know, it must sound like I've gone balmy, but... No, Heathcliff. Because I was the ink used to write the entries, but not an ordinary ink. There's a small chance that your suspicions may be true. That is what I believe. What are you even talking about? I would like to recommend that you open the diary yourself, Heathcliff. Heathcliff opened the diary with a somber expression, and once again the ink stains on the pages are transformed into a series of legible alphabets. I once had a dream of my own death, or an eternal slumber. I found myself in heaven upon my waking. It was just as described in the book. I was surrounded by angels who sang a song for me, but at the moment I also understood that I belonged elsewhere. I cried and pleaded with the angels to send me back, and the angels were so furious they cast me out from the heaven back to the middle of the violet flowers on top of other kites. Only then did I truly awaken in this world, sobbing for joy. Now that I reminisce upon that memory, I no longer believe that it was a mere dream. It was just as real as the ghosts from my youth that I've seen haunting this very manor. Yes, if I were in heaven, we shall be eternally miserable. If we were in heaven, we should. Thus we must embrace the encroaching sins and descend to the world beneath. Here it is again, the we. Those are written in the first person. You know anything about this, Heathcliff? No. You never once mentioned this dream to me. Though maybe based as conjecture. But to say that we must embrace the encroaching sins to descend to the world beneath. Perhaps the diary means to instruct us to face the Picatula and continue to descend into the basement. Then that Catherine planned all this? Though I remain uncertain if this is what Miss Fausta implied earlier. Yet. Heathcliff, it did not appear to you that the diary is answering directly to your beckoning. Right. It's not just me who felt that then. Miss Catherine, she... I don't want to speak so ill dead, but she did seem a bit... Yeah, she was quite the character, and she gets tad frightening from time to time. Nelly, went and said something about my letters being burned in the incinerator, didn't he? Things were the prick and nicked all my letters before they reached Kathy. I wouldn't put such behavior past Master Linton. Yeah, he does seem like kind of a spiteful douchebag, to put it bluntly. Okay, like he's spiteful, while Hindley is more douchebag. If that makes sense. Right? Together they do make one spiteful douchebag, but like, you know. Ostentatious production. Is everything seamless? There are people in those glass tubes. Their eyes are closed. No, some of them are open. Are they dead? Dead or alive doesn't make sense either way. It's understandable there's something like this under the manor. The room was filled with rows upon rows of mysterious glass pods, each housing a completely still person inside. They're all just in different garbs. Not any recognizable age or gender patterns among them. Call that large-scale cases of missing persons of the Sweeping Tea Corps quickly. There! That the gold medal you were searching for? At the end of the basement was a woman lying inside a coffin. Kathy! Heathcliff was the only one who immediately recognized her face. She appeared to be at peace, as though in a pleasant dream. Look, the machine's attached to her coffin. See two levers, both pointed downward. Attached to the coffin was the golden bowl, shimmering with the golden light we've grown familiar with. Kathy! Kathy, wait for me! The room, the glass pods, the chaos, none of it seemed to register for Heathcliff. He began sprinting toward the coffin like a madman. Don Quixote? Don Quixote who I was ready to see sprinting alongside Heathcliff, standing still aghast. There. All it's been a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? Misunderstanding. People in the pods clearly the same people who were kidnapped at T-Corps. Lo, at those who stand flanking the machine. We have seen them at four of the manor, have we not? Fixers of the Ufi Association. Honourable sirs and ladies. Already told that I am rather ignorant of the goings of the world and my surroundings, so I wish to not so carelessly assume. Thus I must implore thee to answer us. Off you out my way now. This area is off limits. Off limits. She's there. I can see Catherine right there. Before my eyes! What the fuck stand between us? Didn't expect them to get here so soon. Well, we need to buy some more time. At least the dregs. First began fiddling with the lab machines. The dregs of the manor? That's a joke about one of the mirror dungeon things. Here we go. This is our first class 2 E-Ray. You're fine. Like this. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, hold up. We can do that and that. That works. But yeah, it's the first time seeing Class 2 Picatula. Honestly, Picatula as a whole are too difficult until we reach the Class 3, which we're not going to get until, I believe, pretty deep into Kanto 7 is when they first... No! No, some do appear later in this Kanto. But, like, the Class 1 and 2 are very easy. Like, not an issue whatsoever. But the Moroshitas are a little bit annoying just because of their speed ranges. But, like, as a whole, they're not too bad. Also, yes, I am commentating this fight because I am stalling for time. Because I don't want to spend any lunacy on that. But yeah, the Cachula aren't too difficult to face off against until we get to the Class 3 again. Gloomba Cachula aren't too bad. They're the only ones that are a little bit troublesome. Beyond the very beginning of the game. You're being targeted by you. You're being targeted by you. There. There we go. But yeah. As for this Kanto, again, it's a slow burn, as I mentioned, last episode? 2 episodes ago? A couple episodes ago. It's a slow burn, and we are starting to finally get to the part that is a bit sizzling. Of course, we're still not fully there, but we're starting to make our way to a bit of sizzliness. And yeah, I do like the fact that, like, we're seeing that, like, yeah, Catherine is obviously, you know, who Heathcliff has been looking for this entire time, the very purpose of that revenge on his bat. Wuthering Heights as a whole kind of is. But, like, Catherine's kind of messed up. Like, at the very least, she's very strange. With the fact that she's, you know, kind of planned... It seems like she's planned all this in advance. And, you know, there's a lot of... Like, this is... Like, a lot of the city is... Like, a lot of stuff in Project Moon is... Not exactly. Like, there's... It's kind of explained that there's... really no such thing as, like, a magic system, that everything is all kind of science-based, even though there's some science that, you know, breaks the laws of science and whatnot, but, like, honestly, everything with Catherine here seems more mystical, or, you know, supernatural in its aspects, and I actually do like that. You know, we kind of do get this more fantastical, kind of ungrounded story with Kanto 6. That there is just a lot of weird stuff going on that doesn't really have an explanation. Like, everything else has pretty much had some sort of explanation in terms of, like, stuff that still makes sense in the city's rules. Things like, obviously, last Kanto, Kanto 5, was just big fish. Kanto 4 was, you know, super science, as well as just distortion, and ego manifestation, and ego gear, and all that stuff. Kanto 3, it's not super well explained, but it is just distortion. With Cromer, kind of takes a very, very big, Picatula Luxuriae? Luxuriae? Yeah, I think so. Just big Picatula. Anyways, really, actually, probably the only mystical thing beyond this is, weirdly enough, Sonia? Like, how the fuck he got all the way to the... Whatever. Anyways, bit of a shorter episode, but again, I don't want to, spend a box to get all the way up when I am... Probably... I have to leave fairly soon for real life stuff. Ugh. But that'll do for this time, and next time, we continue on with really when the Kanto really starts picking up. But until then, see you guys later.